welcome everyone to another InventRight TV show. My name is Andrew Krause, and I co-founded InventRight 21 years ago with Stephen Key. Today we have a very special guest. He's one of our InventRight students. His name is Jeff Davenport, and he just licensed a product called Pop and Hit. Did I get that right? Pop and Hit. It's right here. It's right here, Jeff. And like you haven't seen it before, right? So thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you.
So because it's so cool, we're just going to go ahead and play the reel on the advertisement. Then we're going to jump right back. So here we go. Take a look at Jeff's product.
Batter up with the Pop and Hit bat by Duncan. Have you ever wanted to play in the big leagues? Now you can. Pull it, pop it, and hit it. The harder you pop, the higher it goes. Load up to 4 balls for fantastic fun. Find yourself by yourself? Pitch to yourself. With the team, pitch to your friends. It's durable and made to last. Practice all season long to get that home run. Don't strike out. Get yours today. The Pop and Hit Bat by Duncan.
Okay, we're back. Really cool product, Jeff.
Thank you.
So you licensed this to Duncan. Are they going to blow this thing out everywhere?
I hope so.
You hope so?
Yeah.
How long has it been on the market so far?
Since May.
Okay.
But only online.
Only online? They can start to get it out to more. Yeah. It's kind of a little slower getting out the stores because of COVID maybe, and that's why they're more online right now?
Yeah. They had orders set for some of the smaller stores, but they fell through because of the virus.
Yeah.
A lot of them canceled, and so yeah, just online, mainly Amazon and their company site.
You know, it's really common that, you know, that first quarter, even second, third quarter, it takes a company a while to ramp up with their sales. And so they're a pretty big company. I think you're going to start to see that after a bit. And, one thing we're noticing when our students get interest from a company and they need to get quotes in China, it's taking longer to get those quotes. So it's taking longer to do the deal because they're just not getting them as quickly. And then it's taking longer to launch a new product as well. And I think that's what you're experiencing. But it's pretty damn exciting that it's on the market. Anybody can go on Amazon and pick this up now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you mentioned to me that you've been coming up with ideas for about 20 years. How does it feel to have your product on the market now?
It's amazing. It's unbelievable. I didn't, you always kind of have that hope in your mind that it's possible, but there's still doubt that it can really kind of happen to me, kind of a thing. And I feel like I've been close several times with this product to there was a lot of interest, but it just never worked out. And then finally seeing it come through was a big deal. Yeah, for sure.
Why'd you keep pushing? If you got a lot of no's before you got this deal done, why'd you keep pushing?
Just because I saw that there was interest.
Mm-hmm.
Just for whatever reason, there's so many factors in why something can make it and something won't make it. Timing, just who you're talking to, the company you're talking to. So many different factors that there was enough interest to keep me wanting to move on until I finally had every door shut where I couldn't do anything. So, and
well, some of our students, they get deals on the table and then they fall off, and we need to kind of keep them going. Like, oh no, but other people like yourself, you're like, well, I got really close and they're interested, so I know others are probably going to be interested too. Is that kind of the attitude? I'm just going to keep pushing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, nothing worth anything is easy. Sometimes things just fall in your lap, but for the most part, I think you just got to keep trying. Yeah.
How many companies did you reach out to?
I think my initial list was like 20, maybe.
Nice.
Then they got narrowed down a lot to maybe the last 5, and I had serious interest with one other bigger toy company that fell through. I was kind of had both interested at the same time, and one other kind of fell through. So, yeah,
Did that make you nervous? That because that's a lot of people are surprised by that. We get students all the time; they get interest from multiple companies at the same time. Was Paul, our negotiation coach, like just move forward with everyone, or Scott, your coach,
yeah,
like
Scott.
the other one doesn't exist? Is that what they told you?
Yeah, and I see why you have to do that because, like I was saying, nothing's for sure. There's so many different factors.
Mm-hmm.
You can even have one guy saying, "Oh, we're totally interested, we're ready to go," and then the next week, never mind, this came up, that came up,
Right.
and then you're devastated. Like, oh, I thought that was it. So
Now,
I've been through that several times with this one.
some people they get interest from a company that are like, "Oh no, I'm loyal to this company. I'm not going to
Yeah.
reach out to more." Would you? We always tell our students that's a mistake. Would you tell them that's a mistake as well?
Oh, for sure. They're not really, not to say they're not loyal to you, but it's all about profit probably for them, and they'll change it, in a second. Granted, it's about relationships, but ultimately for them, I think it's more about profit and relationship with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, did you hit a breaking point? You've been coming up with ideas for 2 decades, and you hit a breaking point where like, I'm tired of just thinking this stuff up. I want to reach out to some companies and make this happen. Like, was it because you thought this one particular idea was good enough to do that? Were you just tired? Did you see other products similar to yours come out in the market? What flipped you over to actually do all the work that we guide people to do?
I think the main thing, the concept of licensing and be able to come up with products and do that for a living. I'm far from there yet, but to be able to see something come through like this and then repeat it several times would be my hope and my dream. But that to see that overall would make me kind of drive.
Oh, it was
toward
more big
that,
picture
you
then.
know?
It wasn't about one idea. It was about like I got this business model licensing. I feel like this is doable, and I don't want to just license this one product. I want to keep doing this the rest of my life. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to, yeah, but I realize there's a lot of steps to get there. But yeah, just wanting to do that and watching other people do it, and seeing your other students in the program and them going through and actually doing it. You guys coming up with just tons of students that have had success. It pushed me to want to keep going.
Yeah. Now you're on YouTube with me, motivating other folks. Isn't that cool?
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Just going through the program was I kind of understood the way of licensing, but the program helped kind of keep me on track, and having Scott there to kind of keep me accountable and show me, okay, what are you working on this week? And feeling like I had a deadline I had to meet.
Mm-hmm. Accountability.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
time accountability helped to push you to keep going and go forward. I had been with other programs, but kind of an online type of submit your idea and wait and see, and it's not in your hands at all. And it's just kind of like, okay, that idea didn't make it. Okay, this didn't make it. We got a little interest, but ultimately, okay, this one didn't make it either. I kind of got frustrated with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so
you with inventRight, you're contacting companies directly and you're getting direct feedback. You know
yeah,
what's going on because you're doing it.
exactly.
Yeah,
And you don't always know why they said no, but you have a better chance of asking them directly than anybody else because
yeah.
you're the one building the relationship with them yeah, to get going.
So do you feel like on your next project, are you? I mean, you're never 100% comfortable. We don't want to call companies and send endless LinkedIn messages and all these things you need to do a deal. But do you feel a lot more comfortable now? Do you feel like I could do this without Scott,
Oh yeah,
your coach?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Scott, but yeah.
Good.
Uh,
Well, that means he did a good job as your coach,
yeah,
right? That's not an insult to Scott. That's a
no.
great compliment. I always tell people when they're interested in the program, we want you to be able to say, "I get it, guys. I don't need you anymore."
Yeah.
And people can always come back if they get in over their head, when they're a past student and all. But
Yep. No, the calling was, calling and contacting, talking to people was the hard part because I'm very shy. I don't like to talk. So, but with my regular day job and this, I've learned to do that better. And yeah, it kind of force you to.
Yeah.
So what if they say no? Let's keep going.
Did it kind of inspire you in some ways? To not just license products, but do other things. Like, did you push yourself outside your comfort zone where you feel like you're standing on top of the mountain a little bit? You're like, damn, I did something 20 years ago, 15 years ago. I wasn't sure I could do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and I still think that when this happened, it's been a long process since this whole thing started, but just calling people, emailing back and forth, yeah, it's kind of hard to believe went through all that and dealt with that many people, and it finally worked out. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like you're excited though about having them start pushing it out to the retail channels. It's on Amazon. You start pushing it out other places. I've noticed that during the pandemic, during COVID, some of the companies, they changed their distribution model, and it was just for like 6 months, and they're already starting to change back to retail. And so I think that's probably what you were kind of experiencing there.
Yeah, I hope so. And it's kind of seasonal, so yeah. I'm hoping
I don't know, man. I think you can play with this year round as long as it's warm enough to go outside. But you're right. It's something to play around. You play around with year round.
Yeah.
I think. But you're in LA and I'm in Henderson next to Vegas, and where we are normally it doesn't get that cold, so it's year round for us. But for other people, unless they're playing inside, can you play with this thing inside? It's a soft, like Nerf type ball.
Yeah, it's soft, so it's not like it could break a window or anything. But I mean, you might
probably
don't try swinging at the ball inside.
You'd have to have a pretty high ceiling, and then you might knock something. A kid might knock something over with a bat. I think I'm getting in trouble with some parents here suggesting that.
Yeah.
So,
could double as a rocket launcher or something like that, but yeah.
What was the hardest part of the process for you?
Waiting
to hear back when you got interest.
Yeah. That's the hardest part. I think I started the first time I contacted Duncan was in like September of I have a log all written out, September of 2017.
Wow.
Yeah. So I made my first phone call then. It took about 2 months, I think, until they kind of got back to me, but I had to follow up again. And then they're like, oh, yeah, I talked. So they put me in contact with another person. Then that guy put me in contact with someone else. And that whole process probably 6 months before I even got to the point where I sent them the video. I had already sent them the sales sheet, but from the first call to actually kind of serious interest was like 6 months from then. And then,
And then what happened? The whole thing fell off the shelf there for a long time?
No, there was just a lot of delay on whether or not they wanted to take the product on, and waiting to the end of 1 year to.
That's probably a record long time. I can see why you're kind of anxious. One of the things we tell our students and tell our audience, if you think this is helpful, I mean, in that time you can work on 10, 12 other projects. So do you think you would have been less anxious if you were working, and in the future, are you going to work on more projects while you're waiting? It's never normally that long. That's unusually long. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a while. Yeah.
But hard. Sometimes they're just busy, and we have students that are working on 2, 3, 4, 5 projects. They keep themselves busy with those other projects. They keep pitching the one the company says they're interested to other companies, and they're not anxious because they're like, okay, whatever. If they want to be slow about it, they want to be slow. I'm not waiting for them. I'm going to keep moving forward this project with other companies and other projects with a bunch of companies as well. Is that how you'd handle it in the future?
I would if I had the time. I have, my day job too. I'm self-employed, so at night I'm coming home from work and doing
Right.
work for, estimates and stuff like that in construction. So I'm doing estimates at night, and I have a family, so
Sure.
it's there's a lot going on. If I had more freedom to work on other things, I would, but this one had enough interest that it kept going on. And even to one point they said, we're sorry this is taking so long. If you want to kind of pull back, we totally understand. And I was just kind of, no, I mean, we've been this far already, so
Wow.
might as well keep going. But yeah, they were courteous in that way to say, hey, we understand this is kind of dragging out. But
Well, let's talk about that. You got a day job. Is it realistic for a person to always be working on one project on the side, or maybe even two or three, depending on the complexity, with a full-time job?
oh yeah, for sure. I would say, especially if you just have kind of a 9 to 5 job and you go to work and come home. I think
Right.
it's a little more difficult if you're already self-employed because your work could never stop. You go home, there's always a computer, emails, always something to do. And
With
then a
your
family.
existing business, because you have a
Yeah,
business, and
yeah,
yeah, and so you got to like dedicate some time every week to go, no, just working on licensing my products. And that's hard when you're a business owner.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Or when I'm on a job or something, I'm just going to say, no, from this time to this time, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and go make phone calls
Yeah.
or go send emails or,
How,
yeah.
in this case, this deal that took forever, but so patience is a virtue
Okay.
there. But how important is like a work ethic and just keep pushing it out, LinkedIn, phone, just keep pushing out. How important is that for licensing a product in your opinion?
Oh, super important. Yeah. You got to follow through and keep going. Yeah. Because people, like you said, everybody's busy. Somebody's got something else to do. They don't call you back for whatever reason. And
You got to get
you
back.
gotta do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a balance there between being too pushy, I guess, and just following up. You can follow up nicely without saying, "How come you haven't called me back? I've been waiting for you for 2 weeks." But yeah, there's a balance.
Cool. Cool.
But
So what do you think now? Are you going to maybe work? You're just going to always keep one on the side? You're going to try two, or maybe at one point step it up to three? What are you doing these days, or what are you going to be doing sometime soon here?
oh, I got more ideas. Like everybody else, you can't stop thinking. But yeah, I need to. I've just been slacking with my ideas, and I need to get back and get a hit list and start calling people and emailing people and for my other ideas. But
Yeah.
like I said, I've just been busy with my day job. That's more of a secured income that I can see coming in by what I'm doing daily. Um, so
Sounds to me like if you had an income coming in from two or three products, and even if one fell off, that at some point in the future, it sounds to me like you might consider just doing this full time.
oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
If I didn't have to worry about paying my regular bills and I had some other income coming in, yeah,
Well, I always tell people you don't want to rely on one product, because you could be earning huge money on one product, but you never know when it could just go to zero. They stop
yeah,
selling the product. So if you license two or three products, that's a more conservative time to have royalties come in, because if one stops, you still have royalties for the other two, because we teach our students to be pretty practical. Don't quit your day job until enough
yeah,
money's coming in. And
yeah.
you seem like you're
No,
in that frame of mind, which is good, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about you guys. It's real advice and it's honest and yep, you give a lot of free info out there that other people are trying to create their own program stuff for to charge a lot for.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the accountability with the coach and the work ethic. We're teaching that work ethic and the specific answers. Oh, no, for your product, do this or do that. Because you could read a book or watch a video, you're like, okay, but does that really apply? And when you got a
yeah,
coach,
different
100% for
yeah,
sure. They give you confirmation. Yeah.
yeah.
Does that make a difference?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
time.
Cool. Well, I'm looking forward to interviewing you for your next one, and then maybe a third one, and then maybe after that interview, maybe on the third one, I'm like, so Jeff, gonna quit the business, going full time, or you could always be licensing on the side. You could always keep your business. It offers that flexibility.
Yeah, and like my business, I have the ability to either take on more work or turn down work. It just, I got to make so much to pay the bills, and if I don't have a check coming in from somewhere else, then I have to take on more jobs in my business. Yeah.
Well, you guys saw the product at the commercial at the beginning. It's a really cool product, Jeff. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you.
I got one from you here, and my daughter keeps saying, "When are we going to unpackage?" I go, "No, that's from my student," and she's 8. And I said, I said to her, I said to you too, I got to buy another one because I want to keep this one for me.
Okay.
Let's keep it in the package, which is weird. And then I'm going to buy one for my daughter because she really wants to play it. She's never played baseball before, so I think she'd love it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's good. You can shoot at each other too. It could be a
yeah. If it's hard for her at first, you can still play with it that way.
Yeah.
There's a little bit learning curve.
Yeah. I'm teaching her soccer now, but I want to teach her. I played a lot of stickball. I never played baseball when I was growing up, but I played stickball and baseball with friends, tons. But I never played in a league, so maybe she loves it, and this is her gateway to joining Little League or something, or whatever little girls play. They play softball, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that ball's so big, though, man. It's easier to hit, but it's kind of I don't know. That'll be interesting to see. I don't know baseball that well, so I won't be able to teach her that much. But I'll get her a coach. She'll go on a team.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
So I want to thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate you sharing your experience, and you seem to have a real work ethic. Just take that time each week. Start working on some other projects. You could do it. You're comfortable with it now. It's just about having that discipline, and I can see that you have it. You have it with your job, with your business.
Yeah.
So you just got to have that same discipline with this, which you obviously have if you did this product. You stuck in there, man. You didn't give up. That was a long time to wait. Yeah, you got – this is good. For patience, you're as broken as you can get, because you had to be super patient on this one. So on another one, when you need to wait 4 months, you'll be like, that's nothing. I'm not even going to break a sweat.
Yeah. Wow, that was easy. Yeah, right. Yeah.
So that's cool. So
I hear other people go through.
What's that?
I hear other people that happen, real quick for them, and I was always like, oh man, how come that's so easy for them? What,
But you're keeping yourself busy, calling other companies or other projects, the best way to deal with that, because you just keep yourself busy. You kept yourself busy with your work in your case, and that works too, I think. But then you're just not licensing as many products, and it was your first product, so you're still getting used to everything. But now you're used to everything, man. No excuse. You should be working on other companies, other products. I
should. Yes.
Yeah, you can be your own coach at this point. But if you ever need us, you can always come back, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. And you guys have always helped too. Even when I was done with the program, I had questions. You guys still were there to answer and take phone calls. And
you're welcome.
Yeah,
cool.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Jeff. I'll remind everybody to take care, keep inventing, another InventRight success, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.